Thank you for coming this morning. It's horribly cold outside, so I really appreciate you coming out. My wife and I created a firm called the UAK Diversified. Just a little bit of background. In the midst of a financial crisis in 2008, I accidentally became a financial advisor and did it for about 3 years. I was naturally an actuary. And after recession, I went back to an actuary. I tried to do something closest to investing and planning. For a large insurance company, I was helping them with the investment portfolio, debt and cash flow and solvency, whatnot. But I really had a heart for coming back to create a company to focus specifically on family businesses or business owners. I have a little bit of, my parents are business owners. My grandma was a business owner. I have seen how business owners are very terrific at creating wealth, but they sometimes lack skills or understanding of how they have to pass down to their next generation, and even worse, sometimes worse, could end up becoming a poison to their children. You know, the large amount of wealth that they pass down to their children becomes. So the mission is to develop strategies to build legacy and wealth so that bigger impact is made with every passing decade and generation. And pretty much that sums it up, what we do. We focus a lot on non-financial aspect of wealth management. Truth in wealth management here. Any wealth greater than 1 million is going to impact your children one way or the other. You know, the wealth, the definition of wealth is that it really has to be passed down with a specific thoughtful process in mind, how it's going to impact their heirs and their children, and how it will continue to help them to grow and develop, and how most wealth is created. So it's not just like I'm talking about few wealthy business owners. In fact, 50% of GDP is created by family or family businesses. You know, when we look at, CNBC and MSNBC, all they focus on is, Amazon or Google or Tesla, and we think that they're the one who runs the business in the country. But the truth is that 50% of gross domestic product is produced by family businesses, and there's a lot of wealth to be talked about in this area. And however, most of wealth is kind of lost between family. 1 in 7 successful family businesses survive in third generation. The right upper hand corner says there are about 300 family on the list of top wealthiest family, and just after about 2 decades, only 1/3 of that family survive in that list. Wealth disappears very quickly, and it's not uncommon to go to any language or culture to confirm this notion that no matter how big the wealth is, it usually disappeared by third generation. But I will say that there are some family who goes the other way too, because of their planning and thoughtful process of understanding wealth and impact that they make to their children. How we make a difference here? We focus, once again, heavily on non-financial aspect of wealth management. It's, to be truthful, wealth management and financial services pretty commoditized. It's not about stock picking. I'm a mathematician. I know how to lower the probability and make investment most sound and solid in terms of academically and evidence-based. And that's, I don't pick stocks for clients. I don't pick products for clients. I don't chase, hot stocks, hot mutual funds for clients. I just build a portfolio like an institution would do at a very reasonable fee. But we really want to focus on how to create a strategy and communicate to their children and create business, so-called business constitution and a vision and value statement so that their children will get used to understanding where this wealth came from and how they should be steward of that wealth that came from. So we help founders shift mindset. It's very interesting, looking just like my dad, who was a very successful business owner and a lawyer. Boy, it was high pressure to live underneath him. It was, no matter how well I did, it was not good enough for him. It really needs, a founder needs to have a shift in mindset to have a healthy discussion with their heirs. Formulation of family constitution, formulation of family business strategy, asset structuring, communication medium between family members, and efficient investment management, open invitation to compare. Long-term commitment to discovery, and formulation of family values and purposes, transparency, openness, yet bold challenges, tough love to the clients. That's so we're really setting aside by going after business owners as our niche client rather than executives, which most of financial advisors like to go after, because their financial situations are pretty simple, but just large number. But the business owner have a lot of complex needs, and I have a heart for, based on my family background, a heart for them to help them so that their unique creation of value to society can continue on to their children. And even if the children don't want to take on the business directly, that would be, they would still at least truly understand and recognize the value of it and help be proper owner of the business, and at least we could help them to find a outside family to be a manager of the business. So thanks for this opportunity to share our venture.